As a young man, uh, I was brought up religiously. Went through Southern Baptist Church, split up uh, to that churches. The people that split from that church is a gimmick to the precursors of the modern day Christian church, where people don't have the same dogmas like that. I mean, if anybody knows something about Baptists, uh, can't drink, can't smoke. The simple shit they just chastise you for it. But a little on after that, um, didn't never really like all that stuff. Nothing really. The only time I ever liked going to church was just talk to my friends. But as I got older, uh, I'd say about 10 years after that point, uh, we moved from South Georgia here to Kentucky, which is a hard thing on a little kid. But that makes you stronger, I think. Because you learn to how to make new friends. Be able to do it in different situations, which was something that uh, in my life played good. But my folks, it never indoctrinated me with the beliefs of like a Santa Claus or Easter Bunny or nothing like that. Told me that shit was fake, and after I got older, they told me that the reason they told me that was so when they told me about God, this other son bitch you can't see, I wouldn't think that was fake neither. And for about 30 years or so, I believed this. Till I was 34 years old. Uh, I had a major car accident, put me in a wheelchair. Uh, was at the rehabilitation hospital, seen stuff that, and was asked to do one or two things. One of the guys there was a friend of mine there, asked me to kill him, and really did not deal with it. And then I got to a point in some bad depression, I wanted to kill myself. And the reason, I thought this might be a good idea was because everything I've ever been taught about Christian or in heaven was when you got there, it'd be all good and everything. Everything be like it was before. But I really had no proof of this. So, before attempting suicide, which I had a gun right there and I was going to blow my brains out. But before really thinking about doing it, I said, well, everything else in my life I always been pretty skeptical about, and as an industrial worker was what I did before I got hurt. Everything I worked on, everything I investigated it, whether it was look for blueprints or look on the internet for stuff that hell it ain't been, depending on where I was, but I mean, the places I worked, man, hell, they was fucking equipment in there that was older than my daddy. And they didn't really have good specs on that stuff, so you had to kind of look it up on the internet. So and that was before I got hurt, and then after I got hurt, I went through that bad depression and everything, and wanted to kill myself, and I was like, well, this whole heaven place is for real, and this might be a good idea. Before I do it, I need to research it. And I done something that I'd never done in my whole life. I pushed into Google, is God real? The amount of information I got that day to now, really, I don't understand everything that I seen, read, heard, or whatever, because some of that stuff's way over my head. I ain't gonna lie. The evolution stuff, I can pretty much understand it pretty good. The cosmology, the origins of the planets and the universe and all that. I bet I ain't, I hate to say it, but I guess I ain't smart enough, I guess. Well, I might be smart enough, it just take me more time to figure it out. Or to understand it, I guess you would say, than what they was telling me. But it still made more sense than what I'd been told. And I was like, well, everything I'd been told was bullshit. And I didn't just leave it off right there. I did a lot more research. Because after that, I was like, well, hell, maybe this heaven place ain't real. And all this shit I just read and seen and everything like that, kind of backed that idea up, All this bullshit's bullshit. And I started on this weird path, man, of to being a humanist. To really, really care for people. All kinds. No matter what they was. That's the most important thing. People that live. Now, I ain't gonna say that all white people's good, all black people's good, all gay people's good, all lesbians are good. Ain't nothing like that. They share heads with every fucking group, I guess. But it gave me a insight that I didn't have before, a humanistic insight, because I realized that life is precious. And not only is life precious, so is happiness. Happiness is probably the biggest thing we should all strive for. I don't care what you believe in. Just don't tell nobody that they going to hell. Or the days, whatever, if somebody's having a bad day, try to figure out how you can make it better. But don't tell them some invisible son of a bitch that you can't even see is gonna help them. Do it yourself. That's cheeseburger. That's what I gotta say.